Welcome back to the Lawnpro tutorial. We will now continue on with number 3 in the Lawnpro flow, how to make an event, a one-time event or a series. In order to make an event, we'll be going to the schedule module, and inside the schedule module will be inside the schedule submodule. Inside the schedule submodule, you will see the familiar calendar. And this is the screen that you will arrive at first when you get to the calendar. Oftentimes, we will immediately move to the grid view, which will give it to us in a list form. Same calendar, same information, but instead it comes in a list form. And we will usually move it after that point to a daily view most of the time. What we are going to learn today is how to make a new event. Under any of those screens, this button was available here, but we want to organize it in the way that we will use it most often, which is to go to the Today view, Grid view, and then we will choose the New Event button. We have several options, and we will choose Visit to Customer. The only option that we ever use here is Visit to Customer. When the screen loads up, you have the opportunity for the first pull-down menu. It's easy to miss it, but it requests either a choice of single visit or recurring visit. If we are going to create an event like a landscaping event that only occurs one time, we will use the single visit event. If we are going to do a series of events, then we would choose the recurring series of events, something like a lawn mow or perhaps a recurring monthly maintenance, something of that nature. We would use the recurring series of events. To keep things simple, we're going to learn it first as a single event visit. We will choose single event visit. We'll make the event as it will occur into the future. We'll say, for example, that event will be Wednesday, May 31st. We can ignore the time checkbox, that is not necessary. We can ignore the estimated time for the visit. We also do not utilize that. And we will begin by entering in the title or description of the visit. All of the events begin with one of two words, either the word master or the word personal. We'll describe at another time in the future exactly what those code words mean. But whenever we're making any type of event which is going to be charged to a customer, the code word used for that is called master. We will always type that in capital letters, M-A-S-T-E-R, and that is how we begin the event. Next, we will assign an individual crew to the job. If we do not know who that individual will be, at this time, we will continue on in making the event. For now, we'll assume that we know that the individual making the event or servicing the event will be me, for example, K-U-M-A-R. Next, we have a field for the type of job. We will call it a landscaping event. Next, we will make a small description of what type of landscaping event it will be. In this case, let's say that we are planting some flowers. So we will actually just use the word planting. Next, we will fill in the number of hours for the visit. We'll say, for example, 3 hours. And lastly, we will include a price. At the current moment, we haven't built the event, so we don't know the price. So we will leave that blank for now. We will have to choose a customer. We will go ahead and choose the customer we've been using, which is Mr. John Bobbington. John Bobbington. We have to select a property for Mr. Bobbington. Mr. Bobbington only has one property, so the software has selected that by default for us. The location of the property is listed right after the property name, and remember that our property names match the address. So even though these two look similar, that's actually just the name of the property. This is the actual location for the property. And this is not going to be an option that we use. There is a color associated with each type of job. This type of job is landscaping job, and that's associated with this turquoise color. The default service that we had entered in before that would always be attached to Mr. Bobbington every time that we set up an event for him, we had set that up as a full service lawn mow, but this in fact is a landscaping event. We will type in the word landscaping. We will give it a flat price for now of $100. Now that we know the price, we can come up here and actually enter it in. The price will be $100. Further, we will have choices to add packages or additional lines and descriptions. For example, in this field, I could put the word planting. There are other packages and other options available with how to pre-fill this information in a quicker fashion. We will learn that in a different module. The employee that is assigned is now able to be selected. The customer lives in the neighborhood of East Nashville, and we set that up initially when we set the customer up. But now it's time to set up the actual event, and we want to know what crew is going to do it. We will type in the name Kumar, and it will pre-select the information that I need. I am crew number 20 with my name Kumar. It will also autofill my name, Kumar Gonzalez. If I was working with an assistant, I could also type their name in here. And let's just say, for example, Mr. Trent Coakley is going to work this job with me. So I will add him to it as well. I am the crew leader. I am the crew name, and he is my assistant. Whenever I have an assistant, we come back up here and we write that in the following manner. Kumar plus Trent. And now they're both together. If we ride in the same vehicle together, this is how that would be written. If we drove in separate vehicles, we would actually put the letter W for with, and we would use parentheses. In reality, Trent and I would likely take two separate cars, and so I will leave it like this. Moving on, I don't have any notes to add to the visit except for the price itself. The price itself is restated here. The $100 will be copied and pasted into the notes for the visit. And we will talk later on when we get into billing why it is that we copy the price again into the notes visit field. Other than that, this one is completed. We can skip the rest of it and hit create visit. When we are done, we'd like to double check that the event was created properly. In order to see the event, we have two ways to see it quickly. We will choose the search method. We will choose to search for Mr. John Bombington. And now we will switch over to just seeing events that are only associated with Mr. Bombington. And we can see the event there. We can see that it is scheduled for the 31st as we had intended. We can see the individuals who are assigned. We can see the customer's name, the address, the fact that it is a single visit, not a series of visits. We can see that in the visit notes, we had intended for the price to be $100, and we can see that it is registered as an actual $100 event. This is the reason that we put the price in the visit notes. If someone has accidentally typoed and produced a wrong dollar total inside the line items, you'll be able to quickly spot that. Other than that, that is the simplified way to create a one-time event. And that concludes this module.